It is massive. Will it define, the following week or the season? No, but it can certainly make things a lot easier in terms of going to Treviso the following week. So it won't be easy over there, as we well know. But to gain that momentum early would be handy. If we want to be a team that aspires to the great things at the back end of the year, between now and Christmas, we'd hope to build enough consistency and rhythm in our game to be able to stack a few bit of points together that keeps us in a good place when we get to the international windows, and also the later part of the year when you're fighting on two fronts, hopefully. But that's only all possible if you do exactly what you say, get the first job done in front of you. And we know the Dragons will be loaded for this. They do fancy themselves against us a little bit, I think, and after last year's two close results, I think they felt hard done by in both of them when we talked to them afterwards. So they'll be fired up for it. The truth of last season is that one win in the Pro-12 puts us one extra win, and we had 4 or 5 games. Scarlets early in the year, Munster away, Munster at home, Cardiff away, games that you probably would have said at least one of them. And on the other side of that, we may have stole a game here or there too, but one more win makes a difference, and obviously 1 point in Europe makes all the difference. So the margins are tight, but it's as wide as the Grand Canyon. In some ways, that's how the work to bridge that gap is a lot of work. But to probably position ourselves, as I said earlier, between now and Christmas, it's a pretty important period, and there is a fair stress on our roster on a number of fronts. We've got a few injuries to contend with at the moment, which we're working through. Either side of Bordeaux away, who Madigan seems to be playing well with, and Exeter at home, who we know are an extremely good team now. We've got 2 Interpros, so that's a 4-week tough period, and before that I think we've got Ospreys and Glasgow. It's not easy, so we've got to manage the squad, manage the resources well, and then the international window's on it. We've got the Chicago Test match, which takes those players out for probably 2 more Pro-12 games. So getting the right things right and making sure the off-season is positioning ourselves well enough for players to keep stepping up and filling the breach while the big boys are away is important for us. But between now and Christmas, I hope that we're good enough to be able to position ourselves for a good assault to the back end of the year. But again, you always go back to the job in front of you, and we've got a captain's run on Thursday. If the conditions stay like this, I think we'll see a great game again. But I know it's going to be tough, but hopefully we're up for it.